Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Sonic Heroes. Last time we made our way through Hanging Castle and Mystic Mansion here as Team Chaotix, and this episode, we're finishing out their story here in Egg Fleet.
You fools must all have a death wish. Witness this invincible battleship built by the hands of a genius. Its power unmatched throughout the universe.
Once we start a job, we finish the job. That's our policy. We're Team Chaotix.
Here's your next mission. It's Whale Shark flagship. Be careful not to get detected by the enemies.
So if you were doing the extra mission here for Egg Fleet, basically, same thing here, you gotta get through the level without being detected, but you have a time limit now, so you gotta do it fast. So not gonna be showing that off here because same mission as this, but with speed. And we're already used to going fast here, so I can actually beat the time limit without even showing the extra mission. It's really that simple. But this mission here, it's really wise to level up your speed character right away. Level them up to 3 right away, because a level 3 SBO will make a lot of sections here in this level a heck of a lot easier. Right here, I want to go ahead and turn around, use my flight character here to get some more rings, and we're going to go ahead and take the top pathway here. I always like taking this top pathway because it has that extra life. But right here, I always do that for some reason. I knew that was going to happen this time, but this spring, I have no idea why, but with Team Chaotix, I've noticed this problem. Whenever I hit this spring, it just sends me backwards half the time. It makes no sense. It usually happens to me at least once every time I play this level now. It's ridiculous. I don't know why it happens with this team in particular, but for some reason, that spring just likes to send me backwards. It's weird. Let's go ahead and hit that switch, make our way through the laser barrier as SBO, making things way easier. And we need our flight character here just to make things a little bit more comfortable. I don't think we really needed SBO, well not SBO, Charmy for that section, but it didn't hurt to use them. But now we already have level 3 speed, so taking out these enemies here is no problem whatsoever. And we got 3 switches here, so we need to go ahead and use our teammates to hold them all down, activate them all at once, and now we can leave. Now right here we have a choice of 2 flowers we can take. I'm going to go ahead and take the one here on the right side, because on the left side it puts you over where more enemies are. Both of them take you to this area right here that I'm in, but I just prefer to take the right flower just to make sure I don't get detected by enemies. It just makes things a lot easier. But right here, we got a lot of switches we need to hit. Luckily, we don't have to put our teammates down all these switches. If we did, that would be really annoying. So right here I want to go ahead and turn invisible so I don't have to deal with both the cannon shots and the laser barrier just moving back and forth between the switches. And right here we have yet another flower. Funny enough, if you're actually able to despawn the flower itself by using the bad draw distance in this game to your advantage, you can actually activate the helicopter pads here still. And you can still ride those into other sections of the level. They still exist, but these flowers actually override them. So they put new things on top of them. In that section there we just went through, they actually take it away. But in the previous section we were in that had the 2 flowers for us to choose from, those helicopter platforms are still there. So you can actually use those to fly to the other battleship. And I thought that was pretty cool that was still there, and also weird of how they just covered it up. But right here I want to go ahead and use Team Blast because I'm not dealing with the Z1000. I'm just going to go ahead and kill him outright. And as he saw back there, we actually had a switch that we would normally hit with the flight character that was actually on the ground. So those kind of switches you actually have to hit with the power character using your fire dunk ability. You can't belly flop them, that won't work. But if you use your fire dunk, it will activate the switch, just like if you hit it with thunder shoot. But that was it, that was the end of the level. We didn't have to blow up anything, which is always good. And we're through it undetected. So now we only have one more mission left in the game, and we have our last boss, and we'll be done here with Team Chaotix story. And our final mission is one last collectathon. Here, we need to go ahead and collect these keys to free our clients. So in this mission here in Final Fortress, we're going to be finding those keys to free up Eggman.
So far, so good. Here's your one mission. I capture enemy stealth captain who rules on this flagship. Find the keys to this room and rescue him. There are a total of 5 keys. Good luck.
I don't know why he says there's a total of 5 keys, because he's lying. There's a total of 10 keys. You only need 5 to unlock it. I guess the other 5 just exist in case you forget where 5 of these keys are.
Here's your next mission. Here's your next mission. Find the 10 jail keys on this flagship. I'm counting on you.
Now that line right there is pretty interesting because a lot of people like to comment on a specific line in Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 because there is one part in the game for Shadow's story where a line gets read twice, and it happens here in Heroes too. In fact, not many people really realize this because it's an extra mission. So, right here we have the same issue that happens in SonicGhost 6, but I never hear anyone really talk about it. Because our client just says, here is your next mission, twice when he's reading his line. He screwed it up, so he said it again, and they left that take in. It seems like Sega has a track record of doing this, because they do it later on in SonicGhost 6 as well, so I guess they didn't learn their lesson here. I guess they realized no one really caught it the first time, so let's go ahead and do it the second time. Second time though, Sega never heard the end of it, everyone caught on to it. But we gotta deal with this big old shield enemy here, so let's go ahead and swap to my power character if he doesn't take a nap. I mean, seriously. Come on, let's go. I mean, I realize he got hit by a cannonball shot, but sometimes when that happens, it looks like he just takes a nap. Also, that was some weird gravity we had right there. I just kind of flew directly into this robot here with my belly flop. That would have been really dangerous if I didn't activate my my glide there. If I didn't activate the glide, that would have been really painful. Let's just go ahead and take this guy out. I could use Team Blast here, but I actually prefer to save this for a little bit later on in the level. Even though it would make things way easier right now, I just prefer to save it. So let's just go ahead and take this guy out here normally. And there we go. He's already dead. Luckily, it didn't take too long. 2 knockdowns and he was pretty much dead, so that went a lot smoother than I thought. Now let's go ahead and get in this grindware right here, and let's just go ahead, knock off these shields, and beat up these robots. And you want to go ahead and jump into this cannon here as the power character, because you need to break these crates in order to turn on this fan. And if you ride this fan all the way to the top, you'll get yourself a key. So you're required to actually do that. Now, I didn't comment on this, but in the very beginning of the level, I actually got to a top area you're not supposed to get to right away. And you can easily just do that by using the flight character. You can actually make the jump to the railing in the very beginning of this level with the flight character and get a key early. There's a flower up there, and actually, that's the flower at the very end of this level. That's there just for backtracking purposes. This level, you're actually going to have to take that flower, because in this level here, if you go through the entire thing, you're not going to get all the keys. There's going to be 3 extra keys that you're going to be missing, if I'm not mistaken. And those keys, you actually have to backtrack through the level for because they're on upper pathways. So you actually have to take that flower, backtrack through, go through the upper pathway, and then you'll have 100% here. You'll get all the keys. But you can get to the top pathway early just by using your flight character at the right time. So you can kind of cheat the system here a little bit, and honestly that makes things a lot easier because getting a score here in this level for the A rank is really difficult because the score requirement here is really high for some reason. I've had times where I've gotten a lot of enemy kills here, which ranked up my score really fast, and I gathered all the keys as fast as I could for a good time bonus, and I get like a B. So it's really hard to get an A rank here, surprisingly. It's not as hard to get an A rank in the extra mission because I noticed the extra mission is more forgiving to a point where it's pretty easy. If you miss a lot of enemies while collecting these keys, you can still get an A rank. But the normal mission is pretty strict. I'm pretty surprised about that, actually. But we do need to go down to that bottom halfway there in order to kill that E2000 because he's actually guarding keys. So let's just go ahead and grab our extra life and then jump down. And if this dude can actually do something, then I can actually kill you. I hate it when these robots just stand around. I mean, I'm seriously still confused about what happened with that one E1000 we had to deal with back in Team Dark's Egg Fleet. The one that just stood there and did nothing. I'm still confused as to why that guy never attacked me. Because that was a serious pace breaker at the very end of a level, and I had to kill him. Otherwise, I couldn't get to the gold ring. That was really annoying to deal with. Luckily, though, that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. I just had some really bad luck that day, I guess. But because we had level 3 speed, made killing that enemy with the iron shield a lot easier. So let's just go ahead and take this pathway up here. And right here, we can't get to that rail normally. You can actually make that jump though if you bounce off your power character and go into flight immediately afterwards, because using the belly flop and swapping over to the flight character will give you enough height to make that rail. But this is a case where you're actually going to want to have to backtrack, because that's that upper pathway I was talking about before, where you need to backtrack to the level to actually get yourself some of the keys. That's one of those cases, so we'll be going there momentarily. But first, we need to head to the end of this level here to gather the rest of the keys that we can get here. And after getting turned around with that rainbow ring set, because that always happens here, it's ridiculous, we go ahead and kill these guys here. And not only will we get ourselves another key, but also we'll activate a switch that should activate a red pole for us to climb up. So now we just have to kill this E2000 if he'll actually do something. Thank you. Because I don't like it when you put up your shield. So let's go ahead and grab this. And you can actually activate that switch without getting the key. If you use a Rocket Excel, the force of the Rocket Excel will actually activate the switch. So I've had moments where I've gotten to the very end of this level. I want to climb to the very top to kill all these enemies up here to get an A rank. So I've actually used that trick where I use my Rocket Excel to activate the switch while not grabbing the key. It's a very useful thing to know if you don't have enough points and need to get that A rank, while at the same time you have 4 out of the 5 keys for the normal mission. Also, I got lucky right here and SBO knocked off this helmet, so I can just start wailing on this guy right away. And if I keep my distance, he shouldn't use his hammer twirling attack, and I don't know what happened here. It looked like this Eggman robot just got stuck. I don't know what the heck he would have got stuck on, because nothing is here for him to get stuck on top of. But he was just walking in place so much, so he got stuck on something, I guess. But Vector right here is right. There are too many of these guys. There's 2 big robots here we gotta deal with helmets, so let's just use Steam Blast. And with that, we got ourselves a key. So let's just go ahead and get these cores to push up our score a little bit. And here's the flower that'll take us back to the very beginning of the level. Here, if you recognize this area, we've already been here. We actually got a key here early. This is the very beginning, and it takes us to a top pathway over here that now we're gonna have to take to get the remainder 2 keys. So right here, they want you to do a triangle jump off the walls like this and make it through all this stuff, but I'm not gonna do it. Luckily, they also put that platform there if you fall and get hit by the spikes. I just recommend you take the bottom pathway there instead of doing the triangle jump, because those spike balls in general are just so annoying to deal with there. And looks like we got ourselves another E2000. I actually kind of forgot this guy was here. So if he attacks me, we can go ahead and kill him. Oh man, I missed one of my shots. That's not good. So this is going to delay the fight a little bit. Not by too much, but as long as I get him a fire on an angle, I should be able to... Or I could do that. That works too. I thought I had to go through another round, but my bubbles did the trick. But once, actually chewing gum can make a difference. Outside of, you know, making your breath a little bit fresher. Now right here, that's really annoying. I don't know why they had to put those spike balls there, but it's super easy to jump into those. Luckily, I was able to recover from that jump, but if I wasn't able to, I would have to backtrack once again to get to that. Because if I don't make it to that spring we just hit to get over here, I would actually have to backtrack all the way back there from going to that flower we were at before and making my way to the top pathway again, taking the other flower to get back to that area, and then hope I don't hit these spikes once again. It is really annoying. I don't know why they had to put that there when this is a required thing for you to do. It's just some bad placement of objects in my opinion. But because we have ourselves a Team Blast, let's go ahead and take out this guy. It's also useful that they gave us some invincibility when we had to fight one of these big helmet guys too, so take full advantage of that whenever you can. And if I'm not mistaken, there should be another invincibility right over here. Or it could be a 10 rings, I'm completely wrong. But there's a shield down there. I actually want to go ahead and grab the shield. So let's get this. Now we got ourselves some extra insurance. And hey, would you look at that? The helmet's off. Thank you, SBO. It's so good when you have a level 3 speed character and they can actually knock the helmet off these guys in power formation. That makes things so much easier. And I guess this guy has kind of a limitation as to where he can walk. I've never seen that before, but that really works out for my favor. But that was our final mission of the game. We got all 10 keys here. We are done with all these missions. Now we can just go ahead and defeat the final boss of the story and be done with it.
Perfect! The work of professionals! Sensational!
And as you can see here by my score requirements down at the bottom of the screen, you can see that this mission alone has some of the highest score requirements for Team Chaotix. It is ridiculous. They really didn't need to make the score requirements for this team that high. It makes things so much more difficult on you.
Oh, looks like we're in a jam, boys. Evil must die. Beware my ninja power.
Ah, enough of this! Despio Charmy Victor! Time to meet your maker!
Bring it on!
I'll show you what real evil is.
So we have the Egg Emperor to fight here one last time. So we know what we're gonna do. We already know how we can cheese this boss. And I honestly thought I could make it through there without getting hit. That didn't work out all that well. Let's go ahead and just make our way back over here with the Rocket Excel. Grab ourselves another Flight Core. And let Eggman here do his thing before he gets ready for a charge. He should be charging now. Attack with the power character. Kind of screw it up, but it didn't really matter. Stick my teammates on him with Thundershoot and just wait it out. Don't really need to be dealing with this guy. We already fought him a total of 3 times. In fact, when you fight him once legitimately in a Let's Play, I really don't feel that guilty about doing this. Whenever you have to fight a boss repeatedly, it really doesn't bother me when you have to do stuff like this, because it just makes things a lot more viewable, basically. But I love this part right here. Sometimes when you kill Eggman, he'll say this.
I won't go down that easy! Defeated? Impossible! No!
Way to contradict yourself, Eggman. I won't go down so easily. You're saying that while your machine is exploding. You don't really have the room to talk here. But that was it. That was the last thing we had to do with Team Chaotix, so now with that said, let's go ahead and watch the ending cutscene and listen to their theme, which is just called Team Chaotix, sung by Gunnar Nelson. I'll see you guys next time for Last Story.
Guess he was a fake after all.
What do you mean, after all?
We're here to save you. Dr. Eggman, I presume.
What's going on?
What's up?
You knew it was me all along, didn't you?
It's all part of being a good detective.
Were we fooled that easily?
You're rotten!
Hey, hold on, you guys. It's no trick, and besides, I plan on paying you. You'll be rewarded handsomely for helping me. As soon as I conquer the world, I will pay you.
Some nerve promising what you ain't got.
We've been had.
Just wait a minute. Just listen to me.
Take this, you bad